Normally for New Vegas challenge runs, I don't allow myself to use anything from the Courier stash because I kind of view it as cheating because what you get makes all of the early game enemies a non-issue. But I thought, how viable are the Courier stash weapons and armor in the mid to late game? So today I aim to find out, can you beat Fallout New Vegas with the Courier stash? Rules for this run are that I can only use the weapons and armors from the Courier stash. I can get ammo for the guns and buy repairs because otherwise it would turn into a pacifist run really quickly. With all that out of the way, let's jump into the run. I got shot in the face because I said My Big Fat Greek Wedding is a better rom-com than Fools Rush In. I woke up, called myself the Stash, and created my character. We'll ignore the fact that I used a preset character, but to be fair, that guy's stash is pretty fitting. We'll come back to the special points and all that fun stuff because it changes later down the line. Then I was off to cause some havoc. I wanted to follow the main quest pretty closely, except for the tutorial because I didn't feel like it. But what I did feel like doing was killing some geckos. On my way to do this, I finalized my character. I went 6 in strength and perception, 7 in endurance, 1 in charisma, 6 in intelligence, and 7 in agility and luck. For my tag skills, I chose barter, explosives, and melee weapons. In hindsight, I should have picked guns, but oh well, it is what it is. And for traits, I chose skilled and wild wasteland. There are very few playthroughs that I don't choose wild wasteland. Anyway, I killed the geckos and started the Ghost Town gunfight quest. This really shows just how powerful the stash weapons are in the early game. This was an absolute joke. Continuing on my power trip, I cleared out Prim from the other powder gangers. And obviously there's only one answer to the question, who should be Prim's new sheriff? You best believe I mean Prim Slim. Can I get a yeehaw? Yeehaw! On my way to Nipton, I cleared out the jackals on the road. This is one of the few times that I actually used the throwing spears. Mainly because I low-key forgot they existed until it was way too late in the game for me to actually use them and have them be viable. But who knows, there may be a throwing spear only episode in the future. Approaching Nipton, I recreated the load shotgun with malicious intent meme and did my duty of killing Oliver Swanek. Talked to the furry, went back to the Mojave outpost to get the experience for going to Nipton. Then I used my favorite sniper, the 10mm pistol, to deal with some vipers. Nothing really of note happened on my way to Novak. I went into the Dino Mouth and was tasked to clear out the ghouls at the rep contest site. And I did just that, in the most ethical and humane way possible. After I got rewarded for the quest, I was interrupted by Malcolm Holmes. After I told him to kick dirt, I attacked him with my machete, shot a rock, and that just blew Kowalski's mind. Boulder City was Boulder City. I killed the cons and freed the hostages. After that, as I usually do, I went to the RepCon headquarters to get the Brotherhood of Steel holotapes. Walked a bit to Vegas and said hello to the O and the welcome sign. And then started the part of the run where I kinda just messed around without much of a goal. I went to the Crimson Caravan to do their quest, but got sidetracked at Camp McCarran to investigate Vault 22. Got sidetracked again and decided to kill Violet and Cook on my way. Driver Nephi wanted to also die apparently, but I was saving him for something a little bit later. Then I was actually on my way to Vault 22. I got jumped by Cazadors, which was fun, entered Vault 22, forgot just how much mantises can fuck up your day. Seriously, I was wearing metal armor and they were just ignoring it. Anywho, I found the ghoul, got very lucky, and lied to her so I could maximize my profit margin. After that, I just did a bunch of side quests because I just wanted to play the game a bit. Some notable moments from that was I let First Recon kill Driver Nephi. This way you get the caps for the reward for killing him, and you get extra caps for letting First Recon do it. I destroyed the cap making machine, made a Princess Bride reference, and got jumped by a gang of old ladies, which is also a reference. Then I got to the strip and killed Caleb McCaffrey. Then I was off to the tops to confront Benny, and by that I mean I talked to Swank and then hacked Benny to death with my machete. He really lost his head when he saw me.
Hey, Hey, that really sucked!
Then I went back to Mr. House to return the platinum chip and sit through the unskippable cutscene. As it seems to be the theme of this video, the only reason why I did this was to maximize how many caps I can make. Because immediately after doing this, I shot Mr. House with a 10mm. Now might be the right time to mention that I decided to side with the NCR. No reason for this, I just thought Yes Men runs were getting a little too quick and boring. I was tasked with making contact with the boomers, so I did just that. As is tradition, I killed George and was a dick to the guy at the gate. I decided to help out the boomers, so I talked to Pete and walked away from my computer until he finished talking. Then I was off to help Jack find love. You know the drill. Talk to the girl, talk to Jack, talk to the girl again, talk to Alice, maybe Typical at some point because New Vegas has so many good quests, but this is not one of them. Then I was off to the power array. I didn't have enough points in repair, so I had to go to Helios 1 to get some spare parts. While I was there, I almost got sidetracked into doing the mission there, but in the first room a sentry bot popped out of nowhere, and I noped the fuck out of there real quick. Then I went back and fixed up the power supply for the boomers. Next and last, I was raising the bomber in Lake Mead. I agonized the whole time whether or not it would mean I would fail the run if I used Loyal's detonator. In the end though, I thought it was okay since I wasn't attacking anything, so it should be fine. Next on my list, I had to smooth things over between the NCR and the Kings. Now, it would be really easy for me to just waltz in and kill them all, and I usually do have a bloodlust in my videos, but I'm gonna level with you. I love the Kings. So I did their quest to resolve everything peacefully. So I threatened Oris, talked to the locals at Old Mormon Fort, answered the questions because I played the first game, talked to Lizzie, then the King, then Lizzie again, and then all of a sudden the King owed me a favor. Now I usually choose to become a king because they are my favorite, but I had to settle for making peace with the NCR. One of these runs I will be wearing the King's uniform. Once that was reported, I was sent over to Hoover Dam for the next round of quests. I was tasked to go to Red Rock Canyon. Now, is it smart to use explosives in a small house? No. Did I do it anyway? You bet your ass I did. After I cleared out the longhouse, I took care of Jack and Diane. And no, I will not be making a reference to the song. Learning absolutely nothing from using explosives indoors, I took care of the Mafia wannabes. It was around this time that pretty much every weapon had become too weak to use except for the grenade rifle. Now this may be due to poor skill allocation, but my armor was giving me the protection of a wet napkin and my guns were hitting just as hard. I actually almost died killing the Omertas, which is embarrassing. In my defense, however, I thought I'd be able to do it with no issue, so I didn't stock up on any healing supplies at all. Oh, the hubris. Now, despite killing everyone in the casino, I had to lie to Colonel Moore about dealing with them. Next up was the Brotherhood of Steel. On my way, as it seems to be the theme of this video, I got sidetracked and stopped off at Sloan to fix Snuffles' leg. But eventually I ended up in the Brotherhood of Steel bunker and was fixed with a bomb collar around my neck. Kinky. And I convinced Dobson to leave. Then I did the quest to help Scribe Ibsen. Turns out, this was the beginning of the end of the Brotherhood. You see, what happened was, I thought that making Hardin the Elder would resolve things peacefully, so I went through the rest of the quest to make him Elder. I found out about the chains that bind, killed the Centaurs and sent Mo to Larry, Curly, and Shemp, recovered the mission tapes, and kicked McNamara out of a job. This is where I realized that I screwed up. You need to have McNamara be Elder and go through his entire quest line in order to have peace between the NCR and the Brotherhood. So, a little fed up and not wanting to go vault diving, I pickpocketed some keycards and set off the self-destruct. I was kinda scared from the last video as well as the fight with the Omertas, so I used a stealth boy and tried to sneak out. Which worked very well, mind you. I almost got completely out before being discovered. Next up, I had to make sure that President Kimball survived his trip to Hoover Dam. I got up to the sniper tower quick enough to save the Ranger, and that caused Kimball to run away to get to safety. Whoops. Moving on. Then it was time for the final battle. Honestly, at this point, I just kind of ran through the main part of the fight to get to the Legate. All you need to know is that the only viable weapon at this point is the grenade rifle. Entering the Legate camp, I took out the Legion before Lanius. I was more of a danger to myself than the guards were, since I insisted on shooting the ground right in front of me. Anyway, I used console commands to lower my karma because I really wanted to call Lanius a shithead. I went through the wrong dialogue choices and let him kill me. What I learned from this is that if he hits me even once, I'm pretty much screwed. Second attempt, I did call him a shithead, but I did not move fast enough to get out of the way and got smacked down for my potty mouth. Third attempt, and everything went as planned. I called Lanius a shithead and played a ring around the rosy with a grenade rifle until at last I turned Lanius into the Burn Man Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. I talked to the general and proved yes, you can beat Fallout New Vegas with the Courier stash. This run was a long time coming, not only in the sense that I wanted to do this run when I started the channel, but it also took me a while to finish because I was just having so much fun doing the quest that I forgot to actually finish the game for a while. That being said, I totally recommend attempting this challenge. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so inclined, and let me know any challenge runs you'd like to see in the future. This has been Red Handed Gaming. Stay safe, and God bless.